latest on last week's deadly flash flooding in central Texas. The president there looking at the damage today as he signed a disaster declaration for the region.
More than 120 people were killed, and as of this morning, more than 160 are still missing. Alice Gaynor has an update.
This wall of hope in Kerrville was created by an artist who travels the country following major tragedies.
It's really easy to get desensitized when you hear of a casualty count and you just think so and so many people died. But when you take a look at every picture, there's a family that's grieving.
Flowers and photographs of those still unaccounted for and those confirmed dead, like this local soccer coach and his wife.
My son had the coach at Tybee High School, and it's very sad to know that he's not here and his family is not here anymore.
More than 2,000 search and rescue crews try to find anyone still missing. Along the Guadalupe River, crews are carefully working through the debris.
Every pile, every piece of debris, every vehicle has to be treated differently, so to keep the dignity of humanity. You got to remember there are people that are watching this and they know that their kids are missing. They don't want to see people just eating away at piles of trees.
Satellite images show Camp Mystic, where there were more than 700 children reshaped by floodwaters. Since 2016, the camp has built at least 7 structures in or near the flood risk area outlined by FEMA flood maps. In 2020, the county adopted rules to limit new builds in floodways to make sure structures could survive a flood. The president and first lady touched down Friday to tour the damage, meeting with the governor and first responders looking at a map of the flood damage.
We just visited with incredible families that, look, they've been devastated. They lost their child or 2 children.
The visit comes amid questions about the Trump administration's plans to phase out the Federal Emergency Management Agency.
FEMA has deployed multiple emergency response units, and FEMA has been really headed by some very good people.
Alice Gaynor, CBS News, New York.
Jason Allen has been covering the flooding and the recovery efforts for us this week from Kerrville.
He joins us once again tonight on the heels of the president's visit. Jason, how was the president's visit received by local residents and the families who were affected by the flooding?
There are always going to be people on both sides of this, right? Anytime you have somebody like that come in, you'll have people who don't want him here and people who do want him here. I can tell you what I saw, and that is as we were driving along the river today and some of these highways, there were a lot of people who were out along the roadway. They were waiting and watching for the president to come in. They wanted to see him, that motorcade from the airport to where he was meeting with officials. There were some signs of support. So from that part of it, what we saw, it looked like they were happy to have him come and see what happened here now a week ago.
Jason, regarding the roughly 160 people still missing in Kerr County, I can imagine what those families, the grueling wait this is for them. What are officials telling them about the timeline as these search and rescue efforts continue?
They're not giving them a direct timeline right now, only saying we will keep at it. Now, from where we are, I want you to look across. This is kind of a lake where it's dammed up along the Guadalupe River. You see this debris pile on the other side. That is one of many, many, many debris piles. And this is multiple piles that have been picked up and dropped into one spot and put here. What I have seen today, and we have gone 20 miles down the river, is that at every spot, around every bend in this river right now, you have teams. There's more than 2,100 people who are working this search. You have teams that are going around every bend, and they're literally moving foot by foot, yard by yard, in the water and on the shoreline, and they're checking everything. Only then are they starting to clear debris. So this is a process that has to be carried out over 30 to 40 miles of river. So it's not something that happens fast, even with thousands of people. And I think there are some people who are acknowledging the fact that there may be some who are never found. But all they're saying for now, to get back to your question, is we're going to keep at it. We're going to try to reunite everybody, and they're not giving any date as to when that work is going to stop.
Absolutely. Trying to give those families some closure for sure. Jason Allen, live for us in Kerrville, Texas. Jason, as always, thank you.
New York State troopers are assisting in the recovery efforts in Texas. Governor Hochul says the state was on standby, ready to help.
I said, what can New York do? They have a system where they put out a request for assistance from the beginning, and we've been waiting to be able to deploy our resources, and we've deployed 4 state troopers, but most importantly, our 3 specially trained canines to assist with recovery. And I'm sure they're going to have some powerful stories to tell when they return.
The governor says New York is also taking steps to prepare for extreme weather after losing a $3 million federal grant for a communication center in Albany. She says the state has now doubled its emergency management field staff and committed $15 million to help local governments. If you'd like to help the families devastated by the deadly Texas floods, we've made it easy for you to donate to recovery efforts. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to cbsnews.com/helptexas.